welcome to another edition of What's New with Typeform, but summer edition. If you don't know me, I'm Liz. I work over in the community, and I'm joined with Alex, who is a principal product marketer, which is hard to say for some reason. Today we'll also be joined by a lot of other folks, including product managers Dan Barker and Paul Borella. I realize I don't know how to say your last name, Paul. Sorry. You'll have to say it when we have Q&A, and a few other folks from integrations. They'll also be around to answer Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions for them, like I do, on Paul's last name, you have your burning questions ready to go. Please also continue to engage with us during this, ask questions, send emojis, whatever it might be. Shout out what you're excited about. This webinar is only as fun as we all make it, and it's very awkward if we're just talking to ourselves. So we're here to have a good time, talk about some features. All that being said, if you haven't already experienced it, you'll find the chat button below. And if you have any questions, pop them in the Q&A. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. I'm a pretty fast typer, but sometimes not fast enough. So if we can get to them, we will post or share any of those answers in the community. Finally, just so you know, we will have Q&A at the end. So if you have questions for any of us on features that we discussed, anything else about Typeform, feel free to pop it in that Q&A tab. And if we don't get to it during the webinar, we will write at the very end or in the community. If you do have to bounce, or if you want to watch a replay of all of our features and jokes, we will record it, so you will get an email about that, and then we'll also share it in the community as always. Finally, for those of you on LinkedIn, hello, I can't see your comments currently, but pop them in the chat. We have people that will also read them out to us. So if you have questions, we will get to yours as well. If you are experiencing any tech issues during this, let us know in the chat. We will try our best to help you out. And I think those are all the housekeeping announcements that I have. Looks like there's some people still popping in. That's awesome. On that note, hello and welcome. As you know, it's our summer quarterly product updates. Here's a little bit about what we're going to go over. We'll talk about some AI features that will help simplify your workflow, a few new integrations that you may or may not have heard of, and then we'll go through Q&A. If you somehow happen to find yourself here and you don't know what Typeform is again, I'm going to pass it to Alex to share a little bit about what we do.
Thank you. So yeah, if you are new to Typeform, we're the only form builder that's designed for both the creator and the respondent. We try to give forms a better look and feel so our customers can get more out of them. Historically, forms haven't been the greatest experience, but businesses need them and people can't avoid them. Let's be real. That's why we're designing forms that allow brands to give as much to people as they're trying to get. The bottom line is you should give people something before you ask anything of them. So a quick look at what we will be looking at today, some demos about, firstly, and very excited to show you guys some new AI features that'll help you build your forms not only more fast, but more intelligently. Some workflow simplification wins and some new integrations, as well as an update to our Google Drive integration. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for being here and pass it back to Liz.
And with that, we're going to get started with those AI features, starting with Paul and some new features, as well as a new haircut. I do want to preface that we have recorded some of these demos just so that we can be sure to answer your questions during this and get to as many of them as possible. If you have any trouble, obviously hearing anything or seeing anything, let us know.
Similar to me, it may have happened to you that you haven't had the time to prepare the questions for the forms that you need to create for work. In addition, let's face it, creating forms is not fun. To solve these problems, we have introduced a new creation method, what we call Create with AI. And with this creation method, you can create forms such as this one in just a couple of minutes and 2 sentences. For instance, in this case, this form is used by an embedded company that is a consulting company, and they are embedding this form in their website to collect and qualify leads. So we asked the AI to create such a form, and it introduced a welcome screen, some basic contact details. The AI even introduced a Calendly block so that these leads could schedule a consultation call with them. That's the lead magnet that this company is using. And then it also added a couple of lead qualifying questions so that the marketer or the salesperson behind this form can do a first qualification, a first screening on the lead so that they can invest most of their efforts on the highest quality leads. It even also included a thank you screen. So let's have a look. How did this happen? So it's as easy as going to your workspace, click on Create Typeform. And the good news is that this is available on all plans to all users, so no paywalls, and selecting Create with AI. This is a three-step process, but the good news, depending on what are your needs, is that only the first step is mandatory. The first step, which is the most important one, is about describing in just 1 or 2 sentences the type of form that you want to create. In case that you need some inspiration, we're also generating 3 suggestions that are customized to each of you. In this case, our type of form is simply a form to capture leads in exchange for a free consultation call. Okay. If you need more guidance, here we have a few tips. There's no need to be extremely detailed, but of course, depending on the words that you choose here, the AI will do a different job. Second, optionally, if you don't have the specific questions, the wording, but you know the topics that you want the form to have, now it's the time to introduce this so that later on you have to do less fine-tuning of the form proposed by AI. In this case, for instance, we know for sure that we want to have the name, the email, the phone number, something to schedule a call, right? The date and time. And also we want some questions to learn more about the value of each of the leads. We want some lead qualification questions. So we already tell this to the AI so that it has it into account. Last but not least, to wrap all the questions and also add an additional layer of customization to the wording that the AI chooses, it's nice if we want to add a description of what our business offers and to whom. So in this case, L&D is a business consulting company that provides expert advice and guidance to small organizations. We help them solve problems, improve performance, and achieve their goals. This is important so that the AI, for instance, in this case, can come up with the appropriate lead qualification questions. Last, we just need to click on Generate My Typeform and wait for the magic to happen. Let's see, nice. We got a welcome screen. Okay, maybe this is a little bit dull for us. So of course we can customize it, fine tune it, but it's nice. We already have a welcome screen. Then nice, the contact details, which are the most important element in our case. We also have the Calendly block. Of course, we have to set it up. Then we have the lead qualifying questions. Okay, this one is about the marketing source. That's interesting in some cases. The name of the organization, that's also relevant so that we can do extra research. Number of employees can also be relevant for us, right? Because the higher the number of employees, the more budget this company may have. Industry, depending on industry, is important for us. Challenges about the problem they are facing so that we can prepare a consultation in advance and add more value to the lead. About the services, let's see. Amazing, like the AI was even able to provide some meaningful choices for this dropdown, as you can see. Of course, we can edit all these, right? Is there anything else you would like to know before consultation call? That's also relevant. And last but not least, it even added a thank you screen. In this case, I don't want to have the social icons nor the button. And we don't need to schedule the consultation call because we already have the Calendly block. So we would just change this. So if we're okay with these questions, it would be as easy as validating the Calendly block and clicking publish, and we would be able to share. But because we are doing lead capture and generation and qualification, design is important for us, right? So remember that if you go to the design tab, it's as easy as choosing your theme here, and in just 1 second, the form will be branded for you. And with this, we could publish and share with our audience. So we have been able to create a lead capture and qualification form in just a couple of minutes by describing to the AI in just a couple of sentences what are our needs. This is the magic that we're introducing, and we hope that it's valuable for all of you.
Hi there, my name's Dan. I'm a lead product manager at Typeform, and I am responsible for the creator experience. So everything you see when creating a form. Today I want to talk to you about one of our new features which is available to everyone, which is the AI multiple choice generation. Why did we decide to tackle this? Coming up with a list of good multiple choice options is actually an art and a science. It's a science because they should be mutually exclusive and comprehensively exhaustive, and it's an art because you want them to be engaging. What we found was that AI can do this to a really good level. It can really easily look across millions of different data points or more, and from that synthesize what good options should be. So let's give it a whirl and see how it performs. So here, what makeup could you not live without on a desert island? This is for our imaginary company Glow & Co. And I can write that question, but I find it difficult to come up with a list of options. I'm like, what is their past lipstick? I'm pretty ignorant here, but let's see what the AI would suggest. And if we look at this, the AI is first giving us 10 choices here: mascara, lipstick, foundation, eyeliner, concealer, blush, eyeshadow. Wow. We can regenerate, and it's going to give us slightly more options here. Let's go for that first one that had 10 options, and there we go. They're in there. We'll get rid of the initial default option that was empty, and here we are, and we've got that good question. We can also use it for some slightly more complex things. So, for example, what's your favorite makeup brand? And here, let's look at this and let's see what it suggests. Here it is thinking. So we've got Maybelline, MAC Cosmetics, L'Oreal, Sephora, Urban Decay, and it's given us a list of 20 different brands there, 16 different brands there, 10 different brands there. If we want, the AI is being prompted by what's in this string. So let's here add popular in Europe, and then let's try it again. And what you can do is you can use the text to narrow down. And here what it's doing is it's finding makeup brands that are more popular in Europe. And so let's go for that first one, because Charlotte Tilbury, I know that's a good one. My wife enjoys that. So let's use those choices. And again, just get rid of that first default choice. And then we have that. It can also be used for more fun questions. So where's your bucket list holiday destination? And it'll give us a good sampling of ideas there. And again, what it's doing is it's looking out over millions and millions of data points and pulling together what the most common bucket list holiday destinations could be. And so you can have a look at this. Look, there it's given us different continents, which might be helpful there. It's given us a slightly longer list. So let's use that one, use these 15 choices. And then you can always add an other option as well at the bottom, and that makes life easy. And there we have it, your bucket list holiday destination. We can also use it for some fun things. So what's your favorite fictional language, including the source? And again, here we're adding some extra prompt in here. Let's see what it comes back with. There we go, Elvish from Lord of the Rings, Klingon. What else have we got? Hutties from Star Wars Newspeak. That's a great list. So let's use those choices. And again, just clean up, get rid of that, and get rid of that additional prompt context. And there we are. I hope you enjoy playing with it. And if you need any help at all, let me know.
I wanted to give you a little bit of insight on new products that we're working on. If you haven't already gone to the website and checked out typeform.com/labs, you'll notice this entire web page that has every product that we're working on, we're trying, and hopefully you'll be able to try too. So we've got a few things in the work. such as Formless, which you might have heard about in our community, Holler, which we haven't done a whole ton of sharing, so this is a great way to check it out, and Video Ask, which many of you have used and loved as I do as well. So to give you a little bit of insight on all of them, I'm going to start with a Video Ask. If you don't have a Video Ask account, you can easily sign up for one by going to videoask.com. We've also made it super easy to get started. So you can create your first Video Ask here, or you can also start with a template. I really like to start with the templates because I am not always the most creative. So here we have a whole variety of different templates, how you can use them, etc. Let's say we use it. And then once I copy that template, I'll start adding in video. So the really cool thing with Video Ask is basically it feels like you're asking questions via video and they can answer via video. So what this looks like on the live version is a little something like this. With a video play, you can ask answers here, and the respondent can either answer such as this or via video or audio, depending on how you set it up. The other product that I want to introduce you to is Formless. So if you haven't heard of Formless, this is something we've been talking a lot about. Let's take a look at what building one of these looks like. So we're going to do new conversation. I'm not creative today, so let's do a quick start. Let's say I want to generate leads. I am going to, perfect, win a competition to win free luxury dog food for a year, and my company name is Doggone It. Let's generate a conversation. La la la, now we wait for it to go. The suspense. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what this looks like live. Let's publish. You can have all the options to build here, everything that you want to do, the tone of voice that you want the form to have. Let's look at what it looks like. Copy link. Alrighty, and let's enter to win. So as you can see, this looks super conversational, super just like a chat. Let's say lab. How old is my lab? 30. Let's see what it says. Perfect. This, I think, is a really cool way to make it feel like you're asking questions without asking questions. So the last one I want to show you is Holler. If you hate sifting through data like I do, it is the bane of my existence. I hate looking at data. You are going to like this, this product that we have. So all you have to do is click here to create a new Holler. Essentially, it's a one question form that you can send to people. So we could be like, what's your favorite color? There it is. You can, there's settings, you can rewrite it, share, etc. Once you've shared this with a lot of people and you want to go through the data, let's look at what the dashboard looks like. So over here, we have a sample one here. I have 48 responses. So instead of going through all these and trying to pick out what are the major trends throughout all these short text answers, instead I can come down here, ask a question. So let's say, what do people think of acne? It's gonna think. So while we let it think, we will, oh, there we go. Generate a positive opinion. So basically, Holler will take all of that data, all of the text that people have given you, and it will summarize all of those findings so you don't have to go through everything. Next, let's dive into new features that will help you simplify your workflow and save a bunch of time.
Today, I'd like to talk to you about some of our coming soon functionality, which is called lead qualification, or rather the smart lead qualification block. So what we're doing here is we're trying to make it as easy as possible for customers, Typeform customers and creators who are building lead capture, lead qualification workflows with Typeform, which we constantly find is one of the best use cases. Why is it the best use case? Because of the fact that Typeforms collect greater responses because they're designed with the respondent in mind. So let's dig in. So this is lead qualification block. It's currently out with a small number of users who are testing. When we get it good, then we'll roll it out to a larger number of users. Let's try and add it and see what happens. So when you add it, it's going to add the most common and most frequently used lead qualification questions. And what we've found is important is that some lead capture is important. So name, number, email, company. If you want to turn off number, that's super easy. You just get rid of it over here. Then some information about the company. So what's the company size? What's the company's industry? And then some more details about that person that you're capturing the lead from. What's their role? How would they describe the seniority of their role? And then finally, what's their timeline for making a purchasing decision? So let's have a look at what this lead qualification block is all about. The lead qualification block makes it as easy as possible to identify priority leads by assigning scores on answers. From those scores, you can then trigger form logic, follow-up notifications, integrations such as Calendly, and more. So let's have a little go around. So the first thing that we can do super easy here is to click on set lead scoring rules. And let's pretend that our company L&D today, less than 50 employees is not super valuable to us. 50 to 100 is our sweet spot. 100 to 500 also the sweet spot. 500 to 1,000, yes, we're good at, but maybe less so. And we find that we don't often do well with large companies of more than 1,000 employees, so let's put that at 3. The industry that we sell best to is technology and entertainment, and so let's put them at 5. We do fairly well with services, finance also, but healthcare and retail we don't do very well with. Oh, not -12. And manufacturing we never do well with, so let's put that at 0. And let's just go through and just quickly assign some more make-believe points here based on any lead scoring. There we go. So that's what we're going to put our rules based as. So here what we've done is we've set up a lead qualification form that the output of your respondents answering it will give them a score which you can then use in any of your follow-up integrations, and it'll give you a score just as a question response, so it makes it very easy. Let's then work out how to add some endings based on that to work out how to prioritize. So here we're going to add 2 endings. We're going to have a high priority ending and we're going to have a low priority ending. So if you just click on the 0 to 20 here, you can see this, and we can add an ending. And let's say that the first ending is for our high priority leads. So let's say they are from, for example, 13 to 20, and ending 2 is for our lower priority leads. So let's have that 0 to 13. Great. And you can have then variable endings. What's also really cool is to think how we can do powerful workflow options actually within the form to only route the most high valuable leads. So a great option here is to use Calendly. So let's use Calendly, and what we're going to do is we are going to set up Calendly to have a 30-minute call with the most valuable prospects. So here we've got it here, and we have, let's just put here, great, we'd love to connect. So they can book a time, and what we're going to do at this point is we're going to add some logic in here. So here what we want to do is after question 6 we want to say if at question 6 the score is greater than 13, then go to question 7, which is our call booking screen. In all other cases, go to submit form, which will then take them to the ending. And what that's going to do there is it's going to mean at that point the highest value leads are going to be able to book a call with you straight away, whereas lower priority leads will go to an ending point. We can also do some other cool stuff here as well, right? So let's keep the conversation going with follow-ups. And let's say what we want to do is we want to create a follow-up, and we want to create a follow-up for when the score, or in fact we can do it really easily because we have ending A, which is our lower priority leads, get ending at A. So we can say when those, oh, 1 second, I need to publish this first. There we go. And so here we have these follow-ups, and we can say when they get to ending A, which is our lower priority leads, I'll just move my face out of the way, then have a follow-up, and that follow-up can be to send an email to those recipients to say, hey, here's some more information, here's some gated content that you can download and consume. So that's how we can also use follow-ups to great effect here as well. And obviously, because you then get the scores in the results of the Typeform, you can use that to power your workflows in whatever other tools, CRMs that you're using. With lead qualification, as I said, we're doing some testing on this at the moment, and then after testing is finished, we'll be looking to roll this out to all users. We are also working on some really cool stuff where rather than it just give you a fairly basic set of questions, which comes from research, we're going to mix that with what we know about your company and give you a bespoke set of questions that are created with our AI. So keep an eye out for this landing, and please do let me know if you've got any feedback. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Ross, and I'm one of the product managers here at Typeform. And I'm here to tell you about some of the work we've been doing to help our customers embed their Typeforms, whether that be in a web page or in an email. So what we've done is help them to copy their embed code and get it where it needs to go in their site builder or in their email marketing tool. Let me start by showing you what this used to look like. So when you decided how you wanted your embed to look, whether that's a full page, whether it's a pop-up when you hit a button, any of these options, what you would then do would be copy your embed code. And when you hit that button, this is what we used to show you, which doesn't really tell you what you need to do in order to take this code, apply it where it needs to go in your site builder or your email marketing tool, and how to get your Typeform to display lovely and embedded where you want it to be. So what we did was to go from this to this, which essentially allows you to copy your embed code and to follow step-by-step instructions on how to embed your Typeform on the main site builders. So what we have here is instructions for WordPress, Squarespace, Webflow, Shopify, and a general set of instructions if you aren't using any of these main site builders. What you can do is select your site builder of choice and just go through the instructions, and we've got visuals specific to your site builder with instructions as to how to take your code, create a block, and apply your code where it needs to be, and therefore how to get it to display. So this is now available, and it's available on all plans. You don't need to be on any particular plan to get these instructions. And we found it's been particularly helpful for smaller companies where there isn't necessarily a tech expert on hand to help you set up your embed. And particularly for people who are just starting out with a new site building tool or a new email marketing tool. If you have any feedback, it would be great to hear from you. And likewise, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch.
And finally, we have new integrations for you to enjoy and updates to existing ones.
Hi everyone, my name is Kirby and I work at Eureka Surveys. Eureka Surveys helps you get external responses to your Typeform. In this brief demo, I'm going to show you how we can connect Eureka Surveys to this specific Typeform. This one is about your skincare routine. What type of skin do you have? How do you currently care for it? And then what do you do at nighttime for it? You can see I have 5 quick multiple choice questions and then a free response here. So to get started, you hit the Connect tab, and then what you do is you can search for us. Eureka Surveys will pop up, and then you want to hit Connect. It's going to take you to our landing page, which then you will be prompted to log in with Typeform. I'll make this a little bit bigger. And so here, all we want to do is just select the form that we want to send traffic to, the type of audience, how many responses. You put in your credit card, and then within minutes, you'll get real people to answer your type forms. So the type form I want to send it to is called Glow & Co. Skincare recommendation. I want to send this to females. And then let's get 25 responses for the sake of this demo. It's pretty simple interface here. It's a summary page. It's going to be 25 responses, priced at $1.50 per response. Should take about an hour to fill, but you'll see it's much quicker. And then the total comes out to $37.50. So let me put in my credit card, and I will place the order. And so now what's happening is this type form is being sent to our audience base. We have 4 million members all throughout the United States, UK, Canada, Australia, France, and Germany. And they are now, if they qualify, they are taking this survey. And me, as maybe I'm a product manager, maybe I'm I work in consumer insights, have easy access to 4 million high quality participants. And so here, if we go click on this, view responses in Typeform, it's going to take us to our original Typeform. And over the next, call it minute, you'll start to see all the responses come in live. And so this is real data from real people. This isn't faked or anything. Yeah, maybe they can share a link to the live results so you can get a sense of the quality. So if I reload the page, you can see we've already collected 3 responses. We launched it a couple minutes ago. And yeah, again, we estimated that it would take about an hour. The truth is it'll probably be 5 to 10 minutes or so. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hey there, if you aren't sick of me already, I'm Liz from the community team and here to show you the updates that our product team has done for the Google Drive integration. So previously you had to go to the Connect panel to connect to Google Drive, but they've made it easier now by allowing you to add the connection right in the main portion of the builder. So to do this, we're going to go to the plus button here, look for Google Drive, woohoo, and then next it's going to ask you to authenticate. Then you'll authenticate it, you'll choose the location where you want all those files to be stored, and then save. So let's take this question, I'm going to copy it, paste it here, and voila. So as always, just remember to publish the form once you've completed it. What I really like about this is that it just makes it really easy to take all the files that you get from here and automatically add them into where you're already storing them. So let's take a look at what this looks like live. So here's a live version of the form. I am going to go find a file and drop it in here. Alrighty, now my file is uploading. See, it's called Advanced Logics. It is obviously not a photo of my face, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I wanted to show you what it looks like. So we're going to submit. Voila! Now if we go into my folder, let's see what this looks like. And there it is there. Super easy. As always, hopefully you guys love this feature and it makes form building a little bit easier.
Hi there. My name is Lowell and I'm the head of operations at Streak. Streak is a CRM built right into Gmail. It's a powerful CRM embedded into your inbox where you're already communicating with your customers. Today I'm going to show you what it looks like to integrate your Typeform form with Streak. Unsurprisingly, we often hear from our users that they want to easily integrate their inbound form submissions into their CRM. For example, whenever someone fills out the Contact Us form on your website, you might want to create a new opportunity in your sales pipeline. So that's what I'll walk through today. Let's say that you run a marketing agency, L&D, that uses Streak to manage your sales process, and a Typeform integrated into your website to collect inbound leads. Let's walk through this form on my website and pretend that I'm a lead filling it out that's interested in some marketing work. So let's say I'm interested in some website production. I'm interested in a landing page. And now I'll add some contact information about myself so that this marketing agency can reach out. I add priority and a budget here. Nothing to add here, but I will add an email address. And then we'll go ahead and submit this. Now back to Streak. I already have an integration set up so that whenever someone submits this form, it automatically populates to my sales pipeline. So if I come back and reload this pipeline, here in just a second, we'll see that this lead will be populated. And there it is. This is the type form that I just filled out, automatically populated to an opportunity in Streak. Now let's dive under the hood to see a little bit about how this works. Here's where I can create new integrations or check our existing integrations. So that's what we're going to do. Our integrations are set up as a series of triggers when a type form is submitted, and actions, then create a box or an opportunity and create a contact. If I click in to edit this form, as you can see, I can map various answers from the type form responses to fields in my Streak pipeline. So this is the company name. The budget also maps from a type form question, so I could change that if I wanted. And so on. Similarly, it works the same for adding the contact to the box. There are loads of other actions that I can create off this type form trigger, such as creating tasks in Streak whenever someone submits a form, updating another internal system via webhook, sending a Slack to notify teammates, even creating a series of email mail merges campaigns to send to the contact whenever they sign up. All sorts of sales and marketing automations are available. With this automation, I'll automatically create a new lead in my sales pipeline whenever someone fills out my type form, and I'll be able to easily add this deal to my workflow without pointless data entry and all without leaving my Gmail inbox. It's as easy as that. If you're interested in trying out this integration, go to streak.com to download Streak today and start your 14-day free trial where you'll be able to access dozens of integrations just like this. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty, thank you all for paying attention to that and dealing with my lovely audio issues. You know, it only happens when you're live, per usual. With that, I think we'll dive into questions. Before we do that, let us know if there are any features you're most excited about, things you're looking forward to. I know the Eureka one is a really cool integration, or at least I think so. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to read off some questions. If you see me looking off, it's so I can read your questions. All right. How do I generate a form from Google Doc? I don't get it. We only have the free version. They're from Vanessa. We do have I'll find the Help Center article for you, or hopefully someone can help post it for me. But it is possible if you have a Google Doc, or if you have, if you already have it set up. We do have a Help Center article that will walk you through how to take the information from the Google Doc to make it into a type form. It does require some specific setup to make sure the questions match. You don't have to do as much editing on type form, but if you look in the Help Center, and hopefully someone will post this link for me. If you look in the Help Center, we do have an article on how to do this. Otherwise, feel free to pop in the community and I will share that link with you. For next questions, excited about Formless. Yep, I am also excited for Formless. I think it's really fun. I'm looking to see what else we have here. I'm scrolling through. Denise had some questions about third-party integrations. Going back a little bit, Steve, can we route customer submits a lead, high score to a live chat? I think, Dan, you answered this, but if you want to share your solution live, I think it's a pretty interesting, I haven't seen anyone do this, so it'd be cool to see what you suggest. What else we got? Is it from Seth? Is it possible to gather info on a partially completed form, like what was filled in? At this time, it's not. I don't know if this is a feature. Maybe someone here knows if it is a feature, but the reason that we do require respondents to press that submit button before you can get that information is to make sure that they do want to share that data with you. If anyone else has any comments on this, please dive in.
Yeah, on this one, we are working on a prototype at the moment for partial responses that would be milestones. So you can set individual milestones after, for example, email input or whatever. So watch this space on that one.
Reddit. Another question from Jorge. Used to heavily use ConvertKit's Typeform integration for taking leads based on their answers. Now it's been depreciated. What is your recommendation for achieving the same via Make, since Zapier does not support taking by question? I personally have not tried with Make. I do actually personally use ConvertKit and Zapier together. I'll have to take a look at Make. I don't know it off the top of my head, but if you want to post the question in the community, I can take a closer look. Otherwise, for me personally, when I'm sending data from like in between Typeform, ConvertKit, Zapier, usually I use their like filter function. I really like that a lot. It also helps me like separate out my zaps because I'm really bad at naming them. That's just a personal suggestion to use the filter. But if you want to post that question in the community, I can take a look at it with Make. We can also ask Michaela, who's from Make, and she is fantastic at giving very good walkthroughs. How does Formless data structure work? Looking to potentially use this for product satisfaction interviews, and worry that there wouldn't be consistency between responses to make data analysis rigorous. If I could speak, anyone here happen to know that? As we all know, I'm not good with data. So we all heard.
I can briefly answer, but it's not my part of ship, so you might get better by exploring Formless yourself. But the way you can define specific questions to be asked in Formless, but of course, because of the way that the Formless experience is, there's a different experience every time people interact. That's part of the beauty of it. On the flip side, it's really great for something like feedback because you can directly query all of that data. So you're essentially having a conversation with all of the respondent data, and you can ask it human questions and it will respond with analysis. So it's great for the feedback use case. I think the best way for you to dig in will be to give it a try, give it a whirl.
Trent has asked, any integration expected with Microsoft software email? That is a good question. Trent, I'm gonna send a question back to you and ask what are you looking for in integration? Like, are you looking to like send the forms by email? Let us know kind of what you're looking for. That might, if we don't have an integration coming for that, I don't believe we do. Could be wrong. We can also try to think of a workaround.
Yeah, one workaround I can suggest. Hi, Nico here from the partnership integrations team. One way to work with the Microsoft products is through Power Automate, which is their workflow solution. Zapier make like inside Microsoft ecosystem, and there you have a Typeform trigger, and so you can trigger something when form is submitted.
Thank you. Nice to see you here. I didn't know you popped in. Christine, last question. Well, ask as many questions as you want, Christine. We've got time. Are there plans to beef up your question options matrix questions, for example, logic and analysis tools within Typeform? Ooh, Dan's gonna answer this one live.
I can give it a go. The matrix question is a really difficult question type for us to work with. The reason being is that for a respondent, it's often not a very good respondent experience to answer matrix questions. And so we see high drop-off at matrix questions. We are constantly looking at different question options. We're working an awful lot at the moment with improving analysis, so form analysis using AI. So you should see some of that come up in coming sessions like this. And logic, we'll continue to explore ways to improve that. But the best way to help inform this is to be super active on the community. The community is a great way to get feedback into the product team, especially when you have champions like Liz waving a flag for you.
I don't know if this helps. This is just a personal opinion. As I've tried to get better with data on my own, but I've also started exporting data to other sources like Google Sheets, and I use Monday.com. This is not a pitch for them. I just actually use it. And I find that I've actually liked having a central source for all my data and being able to manipulate it in my own way. So that's just a suggestion, not that, you know, we don't have anything fun coming up, but that's just personally what I do. I don't know if that helps, but Vanessa could only find this article. I think I might have read your question wrong, Vanessa. Are you looking to put the actual Google Doc in the Typeform? If so, we don't exactly have that possibility, but you could hyperlink to it. All you have to do, like in a question or the description, all you'd have to do is basically highlight over the text, and then it gives you the hyperlink option.
If I can jump in that one, because I'm not sure if Vanessa is trying to import the questions. Is that the doubt?
Possibly, or the doc. I'm not quite sure, Vanessa, if you want to clarify for us.
Yeah, because depending on that answer, we can give a proper answer.
Oh, she said yes. Well, wait, yes. Is that Vanessa? Yes to importing the Google Doc itself.
Then I can answer this one. So actually now you discovered us. At the moment we're experimenting with different combinations of creation methods. So it could be possible that your account fell in the variant in which you don't have the import option. What I would suggest is two things. First of all, you can go to the Create with AI, and in the second step, just copy paste your questions there. And based on our test, the AI will do a good job at mapping those questions to the right block type. So you will do the same job in an easier way, actually. And second, we are also working on a proper import with AI function that is able to do that job for you much better than the current solutions that we offer. So stay tuned. We'll be testing that soon. And yeah, as a short-term solution, use the Create with AI. It can handle different jobs.
Cool. I'll go to the next one. From Kim. This question is more for admin access. Currently, as an admin, unless I'm invited into a folder, I do not have access to delete forms or clean up forms. Is there a way for the overall account owner or admin role to have access to all folders, forms, to be able to edit, delete, etc.? I'm assuming you mean like every form in a workspace, even if you're not part of that folder. That's a good question. I actually don't know if that's going to be a feature. That might just be, if anyone else happens to know here. I'm putting everyone else on the spot. Okay, I don't know if we have this feature coming up, but that we can also, well, you have now shared it with some product folks, so I'll let them all take note and bring that back to their respective teams. That's actually not a bad idea. I am probably going to, let me see. All right, I am probably going to butcher your guys' names, but Kelvin, is it possible to use Typeform as a voting tallying tool? What use case would that be? Well, that's interesting. We do, I guess it depends what, I mean, we have people use it for voting, tallying all the time. Kind of depends what you're looking to do with it. I'm trying to think of some specific use cases we've had recently, but what I would suggest is adding like a rating question, opinion question, and then you could share the report from the responses to whoever's answering. Or, you know, you could export that data to Google Sheets to share it. Just let us know if you are looking to build a tool build a form for tallying, and then we can think of some solutions for you within Typeform. I am gonna butcher your name. I am sorry. From Edith. I can't see the option to use a template to create a form anymore. It's only start from scratch or start or AI. Is that not an option anymore? That's a good question. I feel like I am able to see a template option. Does anyone else know if this is?
Yeah, I'm seeing a template option as well. So
if you want to post in the community and then share a screenshot of what you're seeing or a video when you're trying to create a form, that might give us an insight on why that's not shown up, because the template should be there.
Paul, is that one of your experiments?
Sorry, I was answering the other questions and I missed your point. If you could repeat.
Do you know, are you guys running an experiment at all that doesn't provide the option to start with a template anymore?
Yes, we do.
that explains it. If someone
needs a template, you can use the ones in our website, the public website. And if you truly need one from the ones that are in product, just text our support and they will redirect to us and we will enable them back.
Thank you. That's good to know. From Kim. Also, if we have a Google Sheet integration and results come in that were not integrated to the sheet, is there a way to send results that were not captured to the sheet, considering a refresh all data button without having to delete the integration and reload it? That we're not integrated into the sheet, is there a way to send results? Okay, I get what you're saying, I think. It depends on how many responses your form has already collected. Like, say, for example, you have already collected like 50 responses and then you integrate with Google Sheets. There is an option to backfill, but it's only up to a certain response count. I believe it's 1,000. I could be wrong. But all that being said, you could also, as a workaround, you could use the backfill or the transfer option in Zapier to send information over. So you could export via CSV, use Zapier to export it into a certain sheet, or you could just export that sheet, upload it into Google Sheets, and then integrate with Typeform using another tab. That was a lot of information at once. So if you want me to walk you through it, feel free to post the question in the community and I will create an example or a few of them. Or maybe Nico has a fancy solution with all of his integrations. No. The one time, Nico, just kidding. I'm not calling you out. Sergio, the option to customer receives a two-factor authentication code to confirm that the email is correct is available. We do not have that feature available. I don't know if two-factor to confirm if the email is correct is in the works at all. I think you'd have to set up your own solution for that. I see Nico nodding. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, so we don't support this natively. I understand that this is helpful when like in a sign up process, when you want to confirm that the email is real or the phone number is real. A way to achieve this, it's probably using a workflow solution. So a make is Zapier, and use Typeform as a trigger. When the form is submitted, use another solution that takes care of the 2FA part. So that could be a Twilio for SMS, for example. And then that will send the code, and then you can decide what happens when the code is confirmed or where the email is confirmed. So that will be depending on the solution that you use to gather emails and how you want to confirm this.
Thank you.
Encouraging to post more details in the community so we can all look at it together.
Yes. And we all know Nico loves building practical and wild solutions. So Noel, are there endings in form lists? How do people finish the form and when will the URL redirect be ready? I am sadly not the best source of information for form lists. It's also still new to me. I don't know if anyone else here happens to know these questions or these.
So I can only tell you as an advanced user. The redirect is not yet available, but I'm sure it's coming soon. Again, as Dan mentioned before, if you want to be very close to the development process, the team is on the Discord and you can reach out to them directly. And so this is where they get most of their feedback. So I would encourage you to join that Discord. For the endings, I think right now there's only one ending, is like when all the information that you wanted to collect are collected. But if you want, like, so it says like, oh, thank you, like you decide what's going to be the message at the end of the form as this is part of your writing. But people can still chat, and so if they keep chatting and say like, oh, I have another question, or I misspelled my email, or something else, then the conversation can keep going if you want to. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. From Jorge. Liz, thank you for your answer regarding the Zapier via filters or make bridge between Typeform and ConvertKit. You're welcome, not your thank you. Sorry, I can't read and talk at the same time. Please let me know your email for content buying regarding. I think the folks have already posted the link, but if you haven't already, come join the community and I can help answer that. It's community.typeform.com. happy to answer there. We also have our support team that can answer one-on-one if you prefer. If you do come to the community, say hello. We're always happy to have a new member. Let's see. I don't know if I see any other questions. I'm scrolling through. Anybody else at any last burning questions, things they want to know? Oh, I see Anthony Miller. Do you have an integration with LinkedIn? We don't. Anthony, what are you looking for in an integration? That would be interesting to know. Are you looking to like post the form or share data? I'm just making stuff up on the spot. Let's see if there's anything else in this last minute or two. I'm going through. I think we have answered everything. Anybody else have any questions? Any other burning? Oh, Lisa, here we go. There's always one more. Will this webinar be available offline later? I was held up and couldn't join until late. Totally get that. Yes, we will be sending it out via email. We'll also post it in the community. So if you have any questions related to this, you can also post it in the community thread too. LinkedIn has, oh, Kenji, thank you. LinkedIn has the highest B2B value by far. It's how you use the LinkedIn integration. Yeah, feel free to share any of these questions or any features that you do want to see in the community. It's always good to see what you guys are looking for, and then we can share that with product. We've got like minute-ish left, so I'm gonna close questions for now, but small pitch again, please come into the community and hang out with me so I'm not alone, and Grace and James, and ask all your questions. That being said, some next steps. If you have a chance, please complete the feedback survey. Let us know what you thought of this, what you'd like to see, any other features you'd like to see, Paul's hair, any feedback on that. You can get the recording and resources in the community as well. We will post that there, so please be sure to stop by, say hello. You can check out the new features as well. We'll share the link to that. You've probably already received a link to seeing all the new features if you made it here. If not, definitely check them out. And then as always, feel free to share your solutions with us in the community. If you built something cool, if you want to share your form and brag about it, we always love a good brag. Or if you have any interesting questions like the Zapier make, transfer, can't talk. One, always good to share kind of those solutions and workarounds. But with that, I will probably let you guys go, let you get back to your afternoons, evenings, nights, unless anybody else has any final words. I don't think so. All righty. Well, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. I know it's an hour out of your day, so thanks for hanging with us and asking lots of questions.